cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen.
What up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. This is For Women Wednesday. I'm your host, Freddie G, joined by my co-host, K Money, Slash, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast. On Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And for all my YouTubers, don't forget to like and subscribe. And welcome to another Women Wednesday. Single ladies, if you're able to take care of your basic needs without compromising your integrity, morals, and values, today's episode is not for you. Today's episode is for the women who are in survival mode. Those are the women that do what they gotta do to make ends meet. Today's episode is for the women who are in lazy mode. Those are the women who are looking for somebody to take care of them. Today's episode is for the women who are in ghetto mode. Those are the women who behave in a manner that gives credence to the stereotypes, keyword stereotypes, that comes with being a black woman. And finally, today's episode is for the women who are in party mode. Those are the women who prioritize having a good time over taking care of their adult responsibilities while making poor decisions in the process. Now, if you are currently in one of those modes, or at some point in your life were in one of those modes, chances are you've made some bad choices and decisions. So, the purpose of today's show is to bring consciousness to the women who are not aware of the consequences of their past actions and or poor decision making. Therefore, when a man is vetting them, there are things that he can accept and there are things that he won't accept. So ladies, from the jump, you have a decision to make. Do you have the embarrassing and uncomfortable conversation about your past actions and or poor decision making? Or do you follow the don't ask, don't tell rule? Now let me be clear. I fully understand it's not wise to tell all of your business. However, if you are in a serious relationship that could lead to marriage, I believe a person should disclose the things that could potentially cause an issue in the future. So, with that being said, fellas, do you agree or disagree that a woman should disclose things from her past that could potentially resurface if certain elements come together? Now, before you answer, put the shoe on the other foot. The same goes for you too.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And like you said, and the key word was if it potentially may come up in the future, and if you know that whatever it was could, cause issues in that relationship, yeah, you most definitely need to bring it up and let it be known.
Now, what do you think, Slash?
Don't ask, don't tell, man. I mean, I don't think if it's your business, it's up to you if you want to tell anybody or not. And I mean,
so you're not worried if it comes up later on, you'll deal with it, you'll cross that bridge?
Cross that bridge when you get there.
Gotcha.
It may never come. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It could potentially, but it may never.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And Comedian 96, what are your thoughts?
I want to know up front what I'm dealing with.
Okay. And same for me. I believe that a person should disclose some things that could potentially resurface, especially when certain elements come together. So, okay. Here's a scenario. You meet a female that's on your financial level. her physical appearance is to your liking, and she's able to take care of her basic needs. However, at some point in her life, she experienced all of the modes I previously mentioned. So, at one point, she was in survival mode. At one point, she was in lazy mode. There was a point in her life when she was in ghetto mode, and there was a point in her life she was in party mode. Now, she really likes you, so she decides to tell you about her past. Now, you have a decision to make. Do you accept her for who she is today, or does her past hinder you from moving forward with her? Now, with that being said, fellas, I've created a list of things I think some men have issues with when it comes to a woman and their past. Now, as I go over the list, I want y'all to share y'all thoughts and feel free to add your own personal deal breakers. Now, with that being said, let's discuss the list. Based on the scenario I gave, can you be with a woman that was a former stripper?
No. I'm a little hesitant, but no. Because...
Well, hold on.
Go ahead. Yeah.
K-Money. Why
Yeah,
not?
I can.
You can? Okay. Now, for those who said no, tell me why you can't. And for the person who said yes, tell me why you can't.
It's unattractive to me, man. I find that very unattractive. A chick who used to be a stripper, that's unattractive to me. It's not a turn on, number one.
Yeah, it's up in the air. Because if you stripped and it was just a phase in your life, say you stripped for 3 months, you was like, I ain't had no money.
So let's say she was stripping because she was in survival mode.
Right, but if you're in survival mode, that means you'll do anything for that money.
Yeah, she was in survival mode, so she stripped.
Yeah, but you know what comes along with stripping sometimes. Not all the time.
Yeah, you say sometimes. But listen,
Yeah.
she was in survival mode. So for her, she stripped. She didn't go no further than that. She stripped.
Okay. If she went no further than stripping,
that's all we're talking about.
That's what I'm saying.
All we're talking about.
That's what I'm saying. If she went no further,
All we're talking about is stripping.
Because when you say survival,
All we're talking about is stripping.
I get it. Then yes, possibly, depending on how long. Now, if it's been over 2 years, I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Okay, K-Money.
I just don't have a problem with a person's past because, you know, we all have one. So I'm not going to judge her by hers because I wouldn't want to be knowing that I have one as well.
Okay, let's move on to the next one that's on my list. She was a hooker. So she really likes you. She's good now. She's taking care of business, whatever it may be. But she felt the need to disclose to you, look, I really like you. I don't want you to find out later. You know, that was a part of my life, which was years and years and years ago. But I used to sell my body, and I did it because I was in survival mode.
On backwards.
The plethora of penises she took, no, sir.
Okay, Money?
Nah, I wouldn't have a problem with that either, bro.
You nasty.
You want my reason now?
Yeah, of course.
You nasty. There it is.
Go for it, K-Money.
Everybody
Committed
deserves a
96.
second chance.
I'm just messing with you.
Nah. I mean, well, part of my reasoning is the same thing I said for the stripper, but also where the hooker is concerned. I just feel like a lot of these females that are not known hookers doing a lot of fucking just as much as hookers.
You know what? You got a point.
So what's the difference?
They need a pimp.
Well, here's
That's
the thing.
the difference.
Some hookers hook for themselves. They don't have pimps.
That's why the game's sour like it is.
And you look at it this way.
But I'm saying even these
Regular-
Christian females out here, they fucking as much as hookers.
You gotta think, you mess with a girl and she be like, you gotta at least pay my light bill. Even though she's not a hooker on Backpage or in the streets, that's still kind of
she's a social hooker. A social hooker.
So
She's hooking socially.
So Comedian 96. Do you still keep your stance, or do you change your
I
stance
do.
based upon what K Money said?
Nah, I'm not changing it on that because that means again, she could be a highest bidder type chick.
It's a no for me.
It's still
man.
a no. It's still a no
gonna
for
be
me. It's still a no.
Yeah,
On the hooker.
Okay.
The stripper is a no. The hooker.
So you say on the hooker.
Yeah, it's a no.
So okay, you say it's still a no for me on the hooker.
Yes.
Well, hold on. Okay. You said it's still a no for me
Homeboy.
on the hooker, but that makes me feel like you've changed your stance on the stripper.
I did. I said yes. Because it came money. I said yes. You remember?
He just put a time frame on it.
Yeah. Remember I put a time frame.
Okay, so it had to be 2 years
or less.
Just
the phase
that she was stripping.
Right. And then.
So you don't think survival mode could last longer than 2 years?
Well, she bettered herself. Think about it. She didn't continue to make it a career. See, there's a difference between a girl that I got to get somewhere. But this is not ultimately what I want to do. Okay. So everybody, we all had to survive. When we was younger, we sold weed. We didn't want to do that.
No, we don't promote that. I don't know nothing about that.
Well, I did.
I don't know. No. We don't know nothing about that stuff. We don't know nothing.
We don't know nothing about it. But
Comedian 96 and all his friends.
There's a point in time we've been in survival mode.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll say that.
So 2 years for the hooker. All right. Now, what if she's been to prison? And if you won't accept a person that's been to prison, does it matter the reason she went to prison?
The reason would matter.
Yeah, I'm with Slash. The reason, it's got to be the reason.
Yeah, that would be the only deal breaker is the reason, and I can't think of a reason right now. Murder
okay, she went to prison because she murdered. She unalived her last boyfriend because he was abusive, beating her.
That's out.
Yeah,
because I get 18 men. He was
beating her, so she defended herself.
No, still no.
Yeah, I think because the trauma.
It's three sides to the story: her side, his side, and the truth.
She's never gonna let that happen again.
That trauma that she has. You know, anything can trigger it.
Anything,
you can sneeze too goddamn loud.
You sneeze just like he did. I'm good.
Okay, she went to prison because she was credit card scamming.
We can go ahead and do the damn thing. We good.
I'm okay. That's fine. As bad as doing something to somebody.
Okay, she went to prison because she was boosting.
Yeah, that still ain't as bad as
that ain't bad. That's not bad. Yeah.
Now the murder, if it was self-defense, I could do that.
It was
self-defense.
It was self-defense. It's just that her lawyer didn't argue as good as the prosecutor, so she was found guilty.
I don't know. I'm struggling. I don't even know why I went back to the murder one. But
I'm not fooling with it.
I ain't taking no chance. I ain't taking no chances.
Okay. So here's the next one. She's a recovering drug addict.
Oh, that's a
tough one. And it doesn't matter the drug. It can be crack,
a tough one.
meth, heroin, alcoholic, weed.
Backwards. Nope. Not
can't
dealing
do
with
it.
that.
Yeah, I can't do it. That's a tough one.
Yeah, me either.
It's too much backsliding in the drug world.
Okay. Here's another one. She's illiterate.
Nope.
She what?
She's illiterate.
Nope.
She dropped out in 9th grade.
I'll teach her to read. I'm okay with that. Yeah,
nope.
I'll teach her to read.
Nope. Dumb girl. Dumb.
It depends how. Because I have patience and tolerance, so if it's not too bad, it's possible.
Okay.
I'm not.
If she can't read, no.
That's illiterate. Can't read or
Well,
write.
I mean, he say she dropped out of the 9th grade, so I'm giving her an 8th grade reading education.
Yeah.
So she not illiterate. She just
Simple.
dumb.
I mean,
okay. Let me not use the word illiterate. Let me say that she only has a 9th grade education. Her reading level, her math level, her social studies level
9th grade.
is all 9th grade level.
Nope, not doing it.
Okay, money.
Yeah.
I'm still there. I'm
sticking with my same answer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So, one time cheated on her ex. Can you be with her? Can she be your lady?
Yeah.
Can you marry her?
Yeah. Because me and him ain't got shit to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing. I'm a different.
We two different people.
Yeah.
You know what? Slash, this is the first one that you agree with that you can be with that.
That makes sense. Because any woman you talk to, she done cheated on somebody.
Yep, exactly.
You can't stop that. That's something happened before you. Ain't got nothing to do.
That's just like I say, any woman you talk to done did a lot of fucking damn near too.
Yeah, but I mean, it's different when you was in the club stripping and showing your ass and niggas touching on your titties and all that. I don't want that. Because your mind frame ain't where I need it to be. You allow anybody to do this on the street, or wherever the hell you at.
But here's the thing: it's the past. I had to make this money to get where I am now.
She was in survival mode.
Now just imagine she's an EMT. She's not even doing that no more. Now she's working in a hospital, doing a regular career because at first she was in survival mode. She had to make money. I'm sorry. Now if a mother was making a career out of it, then that's totally different. I wouldn't date her. But if she did it, man, I did it for a little while. I had to make money so I could finish school, so I can be an EMT.
But that wasn't the question. It wasn't how long she did it. It was if she did it at all. No, period. And a time limit shouldn't even matter.
I agree. Time limit shouldn't matter.
It does matter because if you're continuing to do it and you're not bettering yourself,
it's taking that long to get
the thing. She's not continuing. Because at some point she stopped. So it hasn't continued. Hold on what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Hear what I'm saying. You say 2 years. We're speaking of stripping. You say 2 years. And you say, but if she's continuing. Well, no, she's not continuing because it's in her past.
That's what I'm saying.
Meaning that one person, it may take 2 years. It may take this one 7 years.
Right.
Now,
so she's not continuing. It just took her 7 years to get on her feet.
5 years you fully vested in any company you work for. So I'm just saying, if normally if you go to a school for a trade, even for a trade, it's either 9 months to 2 years.
You said normally. This ain't no normal profession.
Listen, if someone had to go to school full time and have to make money at the same time, the only time they can make money is at night because they went to school from 8 to 4. And they said, I'm going to dance just for these couple of years while I'm in school till I get my certification to be an EMT or whatever they trying to be. And they end up being that and they completely left the stripping life alone. I can't.
So this may be comparing apples to oranges before we move on. But I want to ask you something. Let's say a person is a drug dealer. And that person sold drugs. Whatever drug that they sold it for 10 years without ever being caught. And they changed their life and they went on to become an EMT. Mm-hmm. They meet somebody and say, hey, I used to be a drug dealer and I sold drugs for 10 years. Were they fully vested in being a drug dealer?
They wasn't. But, I mean, they wasn't. No.
So, what's the difference in being fully vested over 5 years being a stripper versus and getting your life together to be that EMT versus being a drug dealer for 10 years and they're not fully vested?
Because here's the difference. In the stripper world, and you just called it the key word, survival mode. You called it survival.
Yeah,
survival mode.
Drug dealers be in survival mode too.
Here's the difference. How many offers? What person came up to her while she's in survival mode and said, "I give you $2,500 for the night"? She tried to turn down them little 100s and 200s.
That's something we'll never know.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
But you do know
over a 10-year period.
But you do know that she was a stripper,
right?
Now here's the thing with the drug dealer. If that's the case, something you'll never know. Mm-hmm. What's the chances of him unaliving someone? Because we do know that comes with selling drugs.
Correct. I get that.
But that's something we'll never know. So we got to take it on face value.
I'm saying the longer you stay in that game, mm-hmm. the more chances of you upgrading to doing something else.
Okay.
Whether it's a trip,
I agree.
A fly out or whatever.
I agree. But what I'm saying is, and we can move on. But what I'm trying to, I don't understand how 2 years versus 5 years.
Because you probably had a plan. I'm finna strip, go to school during the day, strip during the night. Once the school is over and I get my job, I'm gonna go to work. I'm not gonna strip no more.
But it may take longer for others, like Freddie G said, than
10 years.
than
That's a career. At that point, it's a career. If it's taking that long, anything over 5 years, a career.
So that means that it's a career for that drug dealer then.
If he stopped and he's now something else and he's not drug dealing anymore.
Nah, you sounding kind of hypocritical.
No, I'm just saying because drug deal. Never mind.
He sold drugs for 10 years. He was vested in 5.
But he didn't sell his body. That's all I'm saying.
He didn't have to. He
sold drugs. He didn't sell himself.
He sold,
no one was touching him.
He sold
his breast.
He sold
touching his head. No, what?
He sold toxins that could kill people. He sold toxins that could to
make a motherfucker sell their body.
Yeah.
He sold toxins that could make a motherfucker sell
you
their
right.
body.
Okay.
Well, 9 times out of 10, the girl in the strip club gonna get a hold to some of it in the first place. That's why I said no to the whole ordeal. No.
Okay, so moving on. Can you be with a woman that had immature behavior in a past relationship?
No. Because that's her now. It's not gonna change.
If she's grown out of this shit, yeah.
That's not gonna change.
That's her personality. That's it.
So I'm gonna say it again. She had immature behavior in her past relationships.
No.
Oh, in the past relationships.
No.
Still no.
That's her personality. That she
might relapse and go be silly again.
So
that's who she is, man.
Let me say this. At one point, I was immature. And I've matured in areas that I used to be immature in. So now what that tells me is that we're not giving people the opportunity to grow.
You got to be grown already when you deal with a motherfucker. Out the gate. Or you going to forever be trying to wonder about who this person really is. I don't got time for that.
Okay.
Well, see, these opinions are coming from the mind of mature men. Because if we was some 20-year-old motherfuckers, I think, the people coming, our relationships, we our mindset is totally different back then. So I feel what Slash is saying. I totally agree. At this age, if a motherfucker coming at you, you should already be grown.
Man.
But at 20 years old, you ain't been in a relationship, so if
it's okay, you got time to grow anyway.
Right.
But it's no time for growth right here, now.
So, in regards to this one, it sounds to me, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds to me that on one hand, you can accept someone who had immature behavior in the past if they did that in a younger age.
No,
but now that they're older and they've matured, that you can. Is that what you're saying?
I'm just saying they have to be grown if they coming at me.
I'm looking at the questions that you asking from today's standpoint, where I'm at right now mentally, and that's how I'm projecting my answers.
If that previous relationship that they were in prior to us getting involved, ended because of their immaturity, it wouldn't affect our relationship. If I'm seeing, the maturity. But if I see the silliness still occurring, depending on what type of silliness it is, then yeah, that could be a deal breaker or a turn off.
And here's the deal with being at this age, man, and it could be a chick that have been through all of this, but that's been 30 years ago or 20 years ago. You don't know who you're gonna meet. So that's why I say, you saying stuff may come back up. Okay, I don't know the chick that I may marry. I don't know if she was ever a stripper or not if she don't tell me. And what if she don't tell me? I got to live with that shit, right? So I mean, to me, that's why I say better just not say it. You know what I'm saying? Leave it, because it may not even affect. If you do, it's gonna affect your mind frame, which can cause issues with the relationship after she done told you. So that's why I say, if it's somebody you really like, none of that shit even matters on the cool. Leave that shit where it's at. Don't tell me that shit, because if you tell me, it done fuck me up. So I don't care what you did. If I like
it's not gonna fuck you up if you find out later.
If I find out later, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you tell me,
it's gonna fuck you up either way.
It's best for you to just, if you're gonna tell me. If you're not gonna say nothing, don't say nothing. Because if it come up later and I find out, then I'm really fucked up.
So what if it? I get it. So if it comes up later after you've married, that she was a stripper.
Now, here's
after you're married and you got kids, bills.
It's too late now. That's why I say you got to deal with it now. It's best if you really like that person. Don't none of that shit matter if you start a life with them. Nothing that they did in the past. They don't even have to tell you they was a stripper. They don't have to tell you they sucked no dick for $200 or none of that. And go to the grave with it. And what you gonna do? Not know. How is that gonna ever come back up? The man that dick she sucked gonna say, "Hey man, your wife sucked my dick for $200 back in 1980."
It's a small world, man. She looked familiar to me, but you can't remember where she looked familiar.
She's from.
You go use the restroom, and that's when they come to your ass. Damn.
And see, now it's fucked up.
Yeah.
So for this next one, right? K Money, you touched on this one a little earlier when we talked about the hookers. But what about a chick with a high body count? She has
nope. If I know it, nope.
Nope. That's just like a hooker. I'm good.
I see. That's where I'm like, just don't tell me.
Plethora of penises.
I'll be all right.
I can't do the plethora of penises.
Nope. I don't want to know.
Nope. Okay. Bad with money.
Nope.
No. That's a no, because we up in age and we getting older, and if you're still irresponsible with money.
Well, keep in mind, this is what they used to be in the past. Everything that I'm saying was them in the past.
And some of this stuff you're going to find out still with them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not a chance I would take.
A lot of stuff is in people's personalities, and it's instilled in them. If she's still bad with managing, if she was bad with managing money 5 years ago, she probably still bad managing money.
Right.
As soon as she run out of all her money, now she going into yours, which she feel like she's entitled to because y'all married.
So that sounds like, and that's very well could be possible. But that sounds like there's no room for nobody to grow.
Not with me right now. I ain't gonna even lie. You gotta already be there.
That's what I'm saying. She's
that's it.
This was her past.
Yeah. Right now.
So when she met you, she got her stuff together. But she disclosed to you about her past.
I don't want to know.
She shouldn't have told me.
That's my answer.
She shouldn't have told me. Yeah,
I don't want to know.
I wouldn't want to take a chance on somebody that said I used to be bad with money. Okay. In my mind, you still are, even though you may have really got yourself together. I wouldn't want to take my chance.
Okay.
I wouldn't take.
K-Money, how you feel about that?
No, I would give if it was part of the past, like I say, we all have one, so I'm not gonna judge anybody based on that, but if those traits are still visible, then it's gonna cause a problem.
Man. Now here's something that's not a part of the past. You can see it. And this one is associated, in my opinion, or could be associated with ghetto mode. She has a bunch of piercings and or tattoos.
That's a no for me.
No.
Because that gives me the indication I'm going to do what I want to do when I want to do it, no matter if you like it or not. Those crazy hairstyles, those piercings, those bull rings, especially those bull ring nose.
Don't get too far.
Okay, my bad.
Don't get too far. So
the earrings, no, but the tattoos,
the
piercings, no, but piercings are possible, but tattoos, no.
Okay. Multiple permanent gold teeth.
Wouldn't matter to me.
No,
because I got them myself.
So if she had a grill,
it wouldn't matter to me.
Okay.
How could I be the pot calling the kettle black?
Facts.
But all that other stuff, I know I ain't did.
Okay. What about you, K-Money?
Nah, I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Me either.
Okay. Now, Comedian 96, you touched on this a little bit. Colorful hair. Now, I'm not talking about just a little highlight here, a little highlight there.
You talking about
I'm
purple,
talking about the
blue,
green, bright red, all
yellow.
that stuff that's associated with being ghetto.
Because she's still in ghetto mode.
She's still in ghetto mode.
Yeah, I agree. I can't do the different colors.
I would say this. Say she did it to go. We going to the islands for a vacation.
No, you can't.
And then she came back and changed her hair.
No,
that's we
we're
on
not
vacation.
going nowhere with you like this.
Yeah, that's true. Well, never mind.
Okay.
Take that back.
So, what about her ex is way more successful than you are?
That wouldn't stop me.
No, it wouldn't stop me either.
Because he's not that successful because he ain't with her. I was successful here. What your success doesn't matter to me. But right here, I was successful with this one. If that's what I want, I wouldn't care about his success.
What about you, K-Money?
No, that wouldn't factor in at all.
Nah.
Okay. Her family and friends are really close to her ex. So, meaning that mom, dad,
They like her
all
ex.
her friends, they just super duper cool with the ex. He invite them over and all that stuff. But they like you too. They like you too.
I'm out.
Yeah,
But they super duper cool with the ex.
I just went
that's
through.
a no.
Yeah, I just went through that. She said, "Yeah, he still comes to
because
pick
the
up my
thing
kids."
is, I'm not in competition with nobody, and I don't want to be put in a situation where you looking at it as a competition, and I don't see it like that. So no, leave me out of that mess.
Yeah. Go on, stay over there. If your ex still picking up your kids and they not yours and all that,
Yeah, nah, I can't.
some already been through.
I ain't
Yo,
with it.
they not his kids.
We're not
I'm
talking
just
about
saying.
kids.
I mean, this is the same
Family-
scenario. Family
just
still hang
cool with the
right.
ex.
They still hang with him and hang out with the mom. I've been through that before, and they ain't together. Nah, I'm good. Nah.
I ain't got
So-
no problem with it, bro.
So in other words, if she breaks up with her ex, the family needs to break up too. Is that what you're saying?
You called it a package
needs,
deal
it
before.
needs to be where he's not coming around and they inviting him to functions that
okay.
they know I'm gonna be at, because that's disrespectful from the family. If you know I'm with your daughter and this is the ex, and you know I'm gonna be at this event, then don't invite him if you know I'm with her. That's disrespectful. Fuck all y'all.
Yeah.
So if you're never in the same room with him, you're never
It
invited.
don't matter. I don't need to be.
Y'all are not invited to the same functions. He just cool with them.
He's
like
an
that.
X.
Yeah, that's an ex.
He's the letter X in the alphabet is there for a reason.
That shouldn't be a conversation that I have with your family about your ex.
Yeah.
I ain't comfortable with that. So no, I don't want to be around that.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
one of the first questions I ask. You still deal with your ex? Yeah, he still come around the family? And if you do, I shut it down from right there. I don't go no further.
Okay, here's another one. She's used to guys with big penises. So when you were vetting her, she was honest about her last 3 relationships and that all of the guys had big penises.
So let me just say this, man. I ain't never had that issue. I'm not trying to put nothing, but that wouldn't bother me either.
Okay.
Yeah, it wouldn't bother me. It's a true story.
I wouldn't really care about that.
I don't know if I would want to know that information, honestly.
Right.
Yeah, it wouldn't bother me.
Okay. So she's overly needy.
Oh, I'm gone.
Can't do it.
I'm gone. Yeah, I can't do that.
It's turn off.
That's a big turn off. Yeah.
Well, if she was overly needy, it would be a turn off. If we started and I could see the neediness coming back.
Well, the thing would be, why are you so needy? Obviously, you that needy, you must not have a job.
That would make her
See,
fall.
it's something, a reason why
she could be
so
bad
hungry.
with money.
Well.
That
Being needy don't mean that you need something financially. You could be needy in regards to companionship.
That's not a problem.
Emotional,
But if it comes
support.
to, that's
I'm
not
not
a
talking
problem.
about just money.
Yeah, being needy in certain areas is not a problem.
Come lay on the
but-
couch with me. You ain't never here. Yeah,
But
I
but
get you.
the needy, the first thing we think when we hear needy is financial, because a black woman, quotation mark, feel like they always need to get something from a man, monetary wise. So that's why my answer was that, because when you say needy, I'm thinking she always needs some money. Now I can't. No.
Okay.
No, I'm not thinking just monetary. I'm thinking on a wire scale, and I'm still saying no. It's a turn off for me.
It is pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. But companionship is not bad.
So
I don't think that's bad.
She had a curable STD.
Curable is the key word. I can't fault her for that. Nah.
You can't really trip on this, you know.
I mean, yeast infections are curable,
I don't think that would make me make a decision to not date her, if that's what the question is.
Well, yeah, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Can you be with a woman who has a past?
I don't even think a woman
and
would.
These women, this is dealing with the past.
Things that a lot of that stuff you stated is a no for me.
Well, yeah.
This right here, what you saying, is not a no for me.
Okay. So, Comedian 96, you said a yeast infection.
I mean, I'm just saying it could be curable. So there's a lot of diseases that could be.
But a yeast infection can occur, if I'm not mistaken, that doesn't have anything to do with being sexually transmitted.
But it could
also,
give it
right?
to us, though, as if we end up, doing it, and we can get like a bacterial infection.
Yeah, but she had a curable STD.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. No, it's a no. I mean, it's fine. I wouldn't fault her for having that,
Okay. She's been with the same sex.
No.
It's not a problem.
No, not a problem.
Okay. She has kids from a previous relationship.
Nah.
No.
Most relationships are the same now, today. They got kids from different relationships.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
That's been like that forever.
All right. Well, that brings the show to a close. So in closing, let me say, some men can accept a woman with a checkered past, but it depends on the circumstances she was under. However, there are men who view a checkered past as a red flag. Ultimately, it's important to communicate openly and honestly to understand each other's history and expectations. This concludes another dope episode. Tune in tomorrow for Think Thursday. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And for all my YouTubers, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Remember, the only way we grow is if you let them know.